Welcome to Anglia Car Auctions. Here we are, it's Wednesday evening. Our first viewing day starts tomorrow, Thursday, and we're getting ready for our weekend sale, the April sale. It's 2024 if you're looking at this in the future. And I wanted just to run through our entries. We've got a really jam-packed weekend. We've got over 250 cars in the sale. 47 motorcycles, huge amount of automobilia, and even a speedboat. So there is something for everyone. Bear with me, I'm going to be running through these cars. I wanted to just give you an overview. We did it last time. Some of the cars I have mentioned before, so forgive me if you've seen one of those previous videos. But we're going to start with the first two cars coming in. Now, two cracking British little sports cars, both of them being entered on a no reserve basis. We've got this 1981 Triumph Spitfire 1500. That's a pretty late Triumph Spitfire in 1981, and we have this lovely little, actually suits black round wheel arch midget. This is a 72 car, no reserve, good looking car. We're kicking the sale off with these two little gems, so I'll be really interested to see where they go. Now behind me is a Mark I Fiesta. This is a 1.1 L, runs and drives, very genuine and original, Dale. Yes, it's got some imperfections, it's got some marks on it, but it's a car I think you could really use, enjoy and improve. Something behind me for the family. So again, coming in, a bit of a future classic. This is the 2.5 litre, so it's the bigger engined Caravel and fitted with an automatic gearbox. I've driven this. I actually went out with Dale, I think, on camera with this. Great fun little thing, something fun for the summer. Go out, do some shows or festivals. You could even turn it into a camper. Now, Volvos are notorious for covering intergalactic mileages, and this really is no exception. 1996, so a fair few years ago. It's the 960, it's the 24 valve estate, so it's pretty much top of the tree. Interestingly, now although the mileage does not accurately represent this, our vendor tells us that this has done close to 600,000 miles. You would not know. In 2021, the whole car, at great expense, was completely resprayed. It's a real beauty, but I love cars with a bit of a story, a little bit of a twist. We've got an MGB Roadster there, no reserve. Great to see that in. And we're looking at a very familiar front, just like the little midget here. This is a 65 car, but what's unusual, and it was quite the thing back in the 60s and the 70s, to fit these fastback tops. Now this is an Ashley one, so it is reversible. You just literally clip it off the front, take it off, and you can have it back. There's the actual boot lid and the hood frame stick. So if you wanted it back as a standard midget, you could do so. But I rather like this. And if you just get the camera round here, it just looks really quite stylish. Great looking car. In front of us, Fiat Coupe, that's the 20 valve turbo. Great cars, really have much, huge following now. We've got this fab little Austin A37 flying A badge, and you've got this horse mascot, which is actually, it's not working, it's an old table lighter. I just rather like that. Someone's had a bit of fun. Triumph TR7 convertible, very popular car, coming into their own now. And something super unusual now, it's a Ford P100 pickup. It's got this fantastic top on it. Very good condition. Left-hand drive. Have a look in here, Dale. Great to see it. I do like a classic commercial. Porsche Boxster, guided I think £3,500 to £4,500. How cheap does that look? It's unbelievable. And this BMW, it's a 323i cabriolet, so it's 6-cylinder, brilliant red with the black leather interior, automatic. no reserve. And I do love a no reserve car because you might just be in for a chance. Now this Alfa Romeo 145 Cloverleaf, fantastic colour. It's this grey with this beautiful sort of biscuit interior, manual box, loads of history with this car, so great to see that. Something truly classic, super rare, 1939, so just on the start of the Second World War, you could go out and buy this Sunbeam Tourer. I think it's beautiful. It's a Sunbeam Talbot, lovely, lovely looking car. Interesting number plate, Dale. I do believe that there was a very, very well-known actress who had a number plate not dissimilar to that one. I'm not saying any more about it. 2007 Mercedes SLK, that's the 350 Auto, so very high spec, big engine. Rover 216 GTI, no reserve. Look at that, really brilliant, brilliant cars. Bit of a curveball one, this is an Astra Club, 2002, but look at the condition, 30,000 miles. It's really beautiful, £2,000 to £3,000, and something that's a real bargain. So, love a Jag, S-Type Jag, fantastic. It's a 3.4, and importantly for me, it's a manual overdrive car. So in silver, you're on chrome wires, you've got a lovely leather interior. Look at that dashboard. And we're guiding this at £7,000 to £9,000. I think that's a bit of a bargain. A Marlin Sportster, I've never seen one fitted with a BMW 6-cylinder engine out of a 3 Series. If you actually look at some of the switches, that's the little computer that used to have check computer on in your E30 BMW that was just above your head by the visor. I'm going to mention this Skoda. Now, Skoda Super Estelle. These were everywhere. They were such a common car, common sight on our roads, and they have now all vanished. And the reason that this has survived is really thanks to a husband and wife. I was looking through the history file. So the first owner had this car for quite a number of years. He drove it to the scrapyard. I think he'd taken it to his MOT man and he said, no, it needs a little bit of welding. He drove it to the scrapyard, sold it for £15, and the scrapyard then sold it on to this couple who restored it and preserved it. And it has done virtually nothing ever since. It's in superb condition. So rarely do cars that are very ordinary cars, they become extraordinary because they've survived. They're really, really interesting, and I like that an awful lot. The MG F, we have a number of these in the sale, including a very, very special 160 trophy, which I'm going to show you later on. 1,200 miles on it. Little Austin Metro Vanden Plas. We've got this MGB GTLE 1981. So this was like the run-out edition, and this was built at Abingdon, the MD factory, and we're entering it no reserve. So could be a real bargain for someone. The same age as me is this lovely orange Beetle, 1,200, driven to the auction, and we're going no reserve. Great to see. If ever a vehicle deserved its name, so Escargot, it's a Nissan Escargot, French for snail. They do look like a snail. This does need some work, but a fascinating little bit of kit, retro. We've got a Mini Designer, no reserve here. Sirocco, we've got 2 Siroccos in the sale. 1.8 GT, 323i convertible with hardtop. We've got this Golf, it's a Mark 1 Golf Clipper Cabriolet. That's an automatic car. We're guiding that 4.5 to 5.5. Golf, this is a Mark 3 Golf. It's the 2.8 VR6 automatic. Great engine. The V6 2.8, 2.5 to £3,500. Got another BMW convertible with the hardtop, and we have a rather shabby looking Rover P6. That's the 2 litre, it's a 66 car, but all running and driving. Entered no reserve. Behind Dale, we have now the Jaguar XJ40 shape. So the XJ6, which came out with the XJ40, was a little bit controversial when it came out. It wasn't quite the traditional Jag. I think the shape's really, really matured well. And this is the XJR, so the hot version, 4 litre, fantastic. Great little car for someone to enjoy. Future classic, the Celica T-Sport VVTi engine, a lovely red MGB GT. We have another little Austin Metro Mayfair. Now I think this one's manual. Yep, that's manual. And here we have a little Metro, so evolving from the earlier one into this Metro. This is a 1.4 automatic. Little 3-door car, great to see. Mercedes CL55 AMG. Sound really, really incredible. Again, a car that was always very visible. BMW 735i. Now, again, they've all vanished. If you look at the interior on these, then if you just have a look, got blue interior, blue car. It was so well made. Very, very solid cars. So we mentioned the BMW, we've got Mercedes S-Class, and I think we're £2,000 to £3,000 on this car. It's the S500 Auto in this rather nice, what we'd call this colour. It's a sort of metallic plum, very dark, but really, really subtle. Great looking car. Who fancies a practical classic that's a load lugger? Citroen Exante, again, they're all vanished. Turbo diesel estate, been in the same hands of a long-term owner for many, many years. So this entered no reserve. Ford Explorer is quite rare over here, but what makes this one super, super rare is it was originally sold in the UK, so it's not an import, and it's had only one owner from new, and it presents really, really well. 4 litre, one owner from new, great car, 2.5 to 3.5. That just looks for nothing. Series 2 Land Rover, we've got the London Taxi, we've got an early Land Rover 90, and that's a petrol engine one. Most of them are diesel. I actually quite like them in petrol because they're just a little bit more refined. We've got this Land Rover, it's this, now what year is this? Ex-Army. I'm trying to remember the exact year. It's on a Q plate. £5,000 to £7,000. Overdrive gearbox. Looks very, very solid. And it's the 109 long wheelbase. The 109s do ride that little bit better. We have a police car. We have an ambulance, and we have a big ambulance. All direct from film company we do a lot of work with, and we've put them all here together, so great to see those. I really hope that the wind, it's quite windy out here, isn't disrupting the film, but we'll come down here. So we've got another Celica. This is the GT4. Great to see. Future classic. I love all the lights on the front, and we're £4,000 to £6,000 on this. Leather interior, manual box. I think that's a bit of a future classic for someone. BMW Z3. We have, I think, 3 Z3s in the auction. This is the 1900cc engine. One of 2 MG ZS's in the sale. We'll talk about the other one later. This one, you can't miss it in a car park. If you're a bit forgetful, like me, and you're often coming out of the supermarket, you think, well, where did I park my car? Buy a yellow car, because it's a lot easier. BMW Alpina, this is the B10, it's the 3.3 litre automatic. Mercedes, that's a 2007 CLK. Now this little Ford Escort bonus, 1300 bonus, if you have a look in here, 20 something thousand miles showing on the clock, have a look at that. It's original Ford radio, 4-speed box. Great to see it surviving. Citroen 2CV, brilliant. Love these cars. They're just, if you've never driven a 2CV, you need to have a go, because they are a real hoot. And this is something, one of my favourite cars in the set, a real driver's car. It's the Alfa Romeo 147. V6 24 valve GTA. They are brilliant. They're sound. The engines are so sweet, and we're guiding this at £8,000 to £10,000. Great car. Where should we go next, Dale? Oh, we've missed a whole row here. Sorry, I'll come back. So next to the Ford Explorer, another MG in gold with a contrasting silver hardtop. This is a TF 2002. We've got a mini sidewalk. Now I think we're going on this one. No reserve. Great to see. Alfa Romeo GTV, Mazda RX-8. Now with the rotary engine, these are a really interesting car. Little Corsa, low mileage. I'm just trying to remember what the miles on this are. 44,000 miles. Classic Fiat 500, left-hand drive. Great to see. We're going £3,000 to £5,000. Another MG, another 2CV, the green one, the Bamboo. We've had several Bamboos recently, and in front of the Bamboo is one of my favourite modern Volvos, the 480 ES, styled like no other car on the road. Really takes off from the P1800 ES, which was the sort of shooting brake version of the P1800. The little low mileage Lupo. We've got another Mini, we've got the Triumph Herald, and we have a little bit quirky 2006 Honda Acti pickup. So really great to see. We're going to continue. I tell you what, if I take, we'll just mention we've got this little standard 8 saloon, quite cute. Put it on the corner here because it's a really pretty car. Guided 2 to 3. I'll then go down the middle of this row, shall I? And then we'll work our way back. Triumph Dolomite Sprint, one of 2 in the sale. Jaguar Mark II here to my left, manual car. Mercedes 190, one of the best built cars, hands down, in the world. The XJ Sport behind me, Jaguar, again, super driving cars. I'm trying to guess what's behind me now. Audi TT. Now this is TT Roadster. It's the 150 brake horsepower example. Really tidy car. Great to see it with a manual box. And here we have a BMW Touring. Now I love the Tourings. I did drive this car down the road. I really enjoyed it. It's a 3 litre, so badged on the back, 2004, supplied new by Dick. I love it. But yeah, real practical classic, great to see. Volvo 740 estate, 1 owner, no reserve. Really great to see that. We've got a Golf. Now what year is that? That's a 2002 GTI. So the Mark IV GTI. Again, driving a Golf like this, they were so well made. They're very solid. Behind me is another TT, and I think that's a 3.2 coupe with a fabulous, look at that interior. Get a look at that. Fantastic. Jaguar XJ-S, little bit of a project, no reserve this car. Something of a rarity, a Renault Megane, so I shouldn't turn the other way. Renault Megane Scenic RX4, so it's a 4-wheel drive Renault Scenic. Bit of a project, it's been off the road a while, but just here because it's rare, quite like it. Honda CRX, fantastic driving car, they really are. Yes, it wants some cosmetics, but great to see. Range Rover P38, we've sold this before actually, it's come back. Vendor's used it, done what he needed to, and is now moving along. But yeah, great cars, great presence on the road. Another BMW Z3, and I can't fail to mention, I'm going to go back this way, a little Volvo 340. The car, well, I had a gold one, it was my first ever car. It's just a little bit of an interesting project. We are just changing that. I think that is actually no reserve. Modern Mini convertible. We've got this Harley Davidson Ford pickup with a supercharger. We've got a rather nice Series 3 short wheelbase Land Rover here. Now this has been fitted with a galvanised chassis, and its original diesel engine has been replaced with a 2.25 litre petrol engine. Bit of a lockdown project, but again, presents well. Nice seats inside. You've got the 4 seats in the back. Another Land Rover, bit of a project. This is a 110 Defender. So we've got the military 109 over there. This is the military. So the next movement on, it's the Defender. 5-speed gearbox, straight out of the. You can see you've actually got the military top. Great little car for someone. SL320 Mercedes. We had several of these in the last. I think we've only got 2 of the 129s in this cell. Land Rover 90 Defender, great to see. 4 to 6 guide. It's going to be a bit of a project for someone, but and then we've got this Mitsubishi GTO. Look at that, automatic. They're just a really fabulous shape. 3.5 to 4.5. The little Escort, no reserve, the estate. We've got another Jag XJ40. We've got a BMW Z4. We have a super a low mileage modern Beetle. Now, this is a shape that's become quite popular, so great to see that. Another SL Mercedes. We've got another Volvo 340 GL, and something I'd never ever heard of. It's a Honda Spike, I think. It's come direct. That's door's locked. Come direct from film company, automatic. Bit of a crazy wacky shape, Japanese import. 107 series Mercedes 350 SL. This is a 72 car, so an early one. It's been in Australia for most of its life. Came over to the UK 5 or so years ago. It's been registered here. Another little Ford Anglia, £4,000 to £6,000. Should we do another two rows? So, Daimler Conquest, lot 317. So you can see the lot numbers. If you're wondering about how to get involved in any of the auctions events, you can come down and see us. You can actually just drive to Kings Lynn. PE30 4NB is the postcode, and you're more than welcome. It's free entry to come in. Viewing 9 to 5 Thursday and Friday, and then from 9 o'clock on the Saturday and Sunday. So it's a 2-day sale. So the cars that we've featured so far are going through on the Saturday, and the cars we'll feature in a little bit will be going through on Sunday. And if you're interested in the video, do just like or subscribe it, and you'll get notified of any changes. So, MGB GT, another Volkswagen Scirocco, and we have a Ford Fiesta XR2. Always popular. Fords have a huge following. Talking of Fords, how about a Ford Scorpio Ultima Estate? This has come direct from the film company. Quite an unusual shape. It's not been used for a few years. Sorry, please forgive me. 4 litre Jaguar S-Type. So it's the bigger engine version. Great to see. Lovely shade of blue as well. And how about this Astra Estate? Now, I haven't had too much of a chance just to go through this, but how about a future classic? I think it's showing about 30,000 miles. It hasn't done a lot of work. What's it going to make? £1,000, £2,000? Great to see. Nissan Primera Profile, 16 valve. I saw David, one of the auctioneers, driving in with that. He had a grin on his face. Another Mercedes 190. It's a 2 litre. Just to my left. Showing 73,000 miles. Great interior. That sort of check interior. They do drive so well. MG ZT, so this is the 1.8 turbo version. I think we're guiding that 1,500, 2,000 pounds. And behind me we have another Land Rover 90 Defender, 5,000 to 7,000 pounds, with the additional seats and windows in the back. And I'm going to mention this is a bit of a bone of contention for many of you. Fortunately, living in Norfolk, we don't have to contend with it, but there's a certain person called Mr. Khan in London who has introduced ULEZ, and so we're getting so many frustrated calls from people that they've got their car or vehicle and they just can't use it anymore. It's just too costly, and this is one of them. So a chap drove it up from London. I ran him to the station and he went back to London, but it's a little Ford Transit 80 Smiley. We're guiding it £2,000 to £3,000, but it's a petrol, so nice and quiet. So really great to see. Nice little classic commercial. I reckon we can go through here. I'll come round the back. Yeah, going from one Ford commercial to another one. This one is a bit different to the red one inside. Bit of a project, but another P100 Ford Sierra based pickup. We've got an XR3i convertible here to my right. Another Mercedes S-Class. And how about a Mercedes CL500? Cracking colour combination. A little Ford KA or Street Car, the Roadster, and this has done just so few miles. I can't actually just pull it up. What's the mileage of the day? Well, just have a quick look. So I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a Street Car Luxury, 20,000 miles. We're going no reserve, so you could grab yourself a bargain. Volvo C70 here. I'll just get on these. So this is the R53 Mini Cooper S, again getting quite popular. This has been entered by a local chap, a local car club member. Bit of a project, does run and drive. Standard ensign, rare. When do you see those? We're guiding that £1,500, £2,000. The Cavalier. Dale, I don't know if you can just go onto the data sheet on the window. I'll come round there. Again, bit of a project. It's got a little bit of acne over it where it's been stood. No reserve Cavalier. We've got a Daimler, so it's the 250 V8 automatic. The paint does need attention, but it's not a lot of money. Another Audi TT convertible, and I think again this is a 3.2. Yes, it is. So 250. I'm back. Battery just cut out, so we had to quickly change. So we've got this Triumph Stag manual gearbox, and as was often the way with a Stag, the original 3-litre V8 Triumph's own design was often replaced with either a Rover V8 or a Ford V6, and this has been fitted with a Rover V8 engine. So again, another good engine. I'll just shut that down. Late entry or late arrival on site is this 1956 Ford Fairlane. What a car! Loads of chrome, great presence, presents really well with this sort of salmon pink and cream paint job. It's a really lovely looking car. Great to see. I love these wraparound screens. So where are we gonna go now? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll mention just a few of these project cars outside. We've got the Cavalier CD, one of my favourite cars on the sale. Is it down to the colour? I don't know. It's 1977. It's a Fiat 127. That's been off the road garage for absolutely donkey's years. Hellman Minks. Now this will run, I think, a petrol pipe. When our vendor dropped it off, I think he might have broke a petrol pipe, which is why we're just selling it as a non-runner. The Riley project behind us, and again, ever so popular Triumph Vitesse convertible. Great to see that. Cavalier convertible. We've got another Jaguar XJ6 behind us, this little international tractor. And for those of you looking at the front of this, a Scimitar GTE. No, it is not a Scimitar GTE, it is a GTC. So if you look at the rear, you don't have the sort of hatchback estate back. They are a convertible. This one comes with the rare factory hardtop. Found in a garage, it'd been stored there for 12 years. Our vendor didn't know it was there. I think his father acquired it years ago, so a bit of a surprise. It's come to auction, so great to see. Land Rover Series 2A, again, it's a short wheelbase, 1965. Cracking number on this, 81 BWF. Sold as a bit of a project, no reserve. The T25 Volkswagen Caravelle. Yes, it does want some work, some attention, but what a great project. You could even, if you got your skates on, you could buy this and get it back on the road before the summer. Morris Traveller, split screen, so an earlier car, quite an original example, but has come from a deceased estate, and something that's rare, super rare. The wind's really whippling around now. Bedford Astrovan, one owner from new. Now just look at it. I think there is a car under here. You know, when you just look at something, or a van, and you know that, do you know what, if you spent a week on this, or even a day, just a day, you could really lift it. MGB GT behind us, and then we've got a pair of Spartan kit cars, and we're selling those together as a pair. Nice little project for someone. So Dale's just running just to go around the front. I'm going to mention 3 more vehicles outside, and then we'll cut and we'll go inside. Now these 3 are going through on Sunday, and they couldn't be any more different. So I'll start with the first one. And when I had an email about this, I was like, not sure I know of one of these. So it's an FMW matey utility vehicle. Now apparently they were used by the RAF for moving bulky, heavy things around. It's very good. If you look at that rear axle there, you just know that that's incredibly strong, incredibly low geared. I think it's got a Ford engine in it. But yeah, bit of fun. And how about this? Something with a bit of history. Now AEC, those of you who are more familiar with AEC, they made the Routemaster bus, the most famous bus in the world, but they really were prolific with their lorries and the commercial vehicles. And this was bought new by the London Brick Company, and it was just used to collect what they called green bricks, so unfired bricks, from their satellite manufacturing units to bring them into the main depot where they were fired. After that, it was turned into their training vehicle for, I suppose, their drivers for learning how to drive an HGV. And our vendor and his wife purchased it in the 1990s, and they have been all over the UK. And when I say all over the UK, it's like, well, I've been, you know, Ireland, I think a lot of the Scottish Isles as well. He's toured everywhere, and he's fitted this body on the back, so it's got beds in it, it's got a toilet, it's got a cooker, I think it's got a fridge. So great to see. Really impressive vehicle, and it's just got a really good look about it. And then the last little one I'm going to mention, the last one, another Mercedes. We've got a 77 Land Rover Ford Control 101, so V8 engine, ex-military, ambulance. Great to see. We've had them before. I like them. They've got real presence. Another CL S-Class there coming through, and we will go through. I'm watching these seagulls over ahead saying, keep off these cars. So disappointing to come in the morning and they've made a deposit and not one in the bank. So some of the automobility lots here, we've got go-karts, there's a rotavator, we've got stationary engines. I'm actually gonna mention this now. So Jaguar E-Type Coupe, no paperwork at all. We know where it's come from, so don't worry about that. The identity was used for a race car, an aluminium race car. So the car is just surplus. It was going to be just broken up for spares, but selling it whole, someone might just make a fun track day car with it themselves, or it's a great source of spares. So really good to see. We've got 2 Austin J40s there, the petrol pumps. I'm going to go down from here as well. So these are Sunday lots in here. Look at this comma. Now, what a rare beast. It's PB, it's a camper van. You see the pop-up roof. It's a project. A fortune, you look at this, a fortune has been spent. We all know the bodywork and the paint are the expensive things. So a lot of that's been done. Great project for someone to take on and enjoy. We're guiding it £4,000 to £6,000. Riley RMF. Now this has a little bit of a twist, very traditional, 2-tone, very elegant, but rather staid looking British car. This one is fitted with a Fiat or Lancia twin cam engine and a 5-speed box. So I think part of a deceased estate. Lovely little Lancia. I love a Lancia. This is a little Appia. We've got a Porsche 928 here. This has been off the road for many years with a Pasha interior. And I'm going to say, Dale, you need to just come and have a look at this. You can tell when a car is just right. It has been off the road for so long. It's really stood up well. Not running. You will need to spend some money on it. But what a cracking project. We're going 5 to 7 on that. This is a real little rarity barn find. Beetle. It's literally been dragged straight out of a garage and brought straight to the auction. It's a 63 car, so you see these sloping lights, which changed later on. Now this is in the non-runner section. It's this Morris Tourer. It does actually run and drive. I think it's got a little leaking radiator, so we're not going to be driving it through, but it does. I've seen it, witnessed it, heard it run, start straight up. But great little project. I would love someone to buy that and just sort of preserve it and use it just how it is. And this certainly doesn't look like a non-runner. It's a really pretty car. It's a 54 Ford Consul. Just look at that. Deceased estate. It does need brakes. We're guiding it 3.5 to 4,500 miles. I think that's a real bargain. It's going to do more than that, I hope. But again, you might just be in for a chance. So where shall we go next, Dale? We're coming through. We're not completely set up. You'll see bits and bobs lying around. How about this? So we've got 3 fast Fords. RS 2000 Custom in white. And how about a Sierra Sapphire Cosworth? Great to see these two turn up to the sale. And just to my left is this little Fiesta Mark 1 S. It's the 1100 S. What a pretty car. Love that tartan interior. We're guiding this at 8 to 10. I think it's a lovely car. We'll go down here. I'll come round here. You're going to make me walk backwards, aren't you? Yeah. So something a little bit unusual is this MG. Now, why is that unusual? I think it's done it's either just under, so I might be able to tell you exactly, 4,860 miles from new. Really is one to tuck away. How about this? Got a little Austin Mini 30, no reserve. Lovely, shiny and bright car. One of the rarest of all the Triumphs is the TR5. Now, they only made them, I don't think they even made them for a year. I think it was about 8 or 9 months. This is a genuine UK TR5, so not an imported TR250 from the States, a UK car. Our vendor has owned this for 31 years. So a huge amount of time. I think it was restored about 30 years ago. We're guiding this 20 to 25. I think that's potentially a real bargain. How about this for an M3 Cabriolet? Love the colour, love the interior, manual. And what's the guide on this? Are we 12 to 15,000? Great to see. I did do a drive along video in this. One of my favourite things, certain things just capture your imagination. Why? I remember when these came out, and I was younger, and I thought, I always want a Toyota Hilux. But the fact that it survived, I've driven it, it's back to basics. It's one owner from new, so just one, no previous recorded keepers in the logbook, and 24,000 miles. So it's a real rarity. So great to see. This Alfa Romeo Spider, really pretty. Lots of interest in that, and this, to be fair. Dale, just shine the old camera in here, and I think you'll get the idea that it's not rusty at all. Triumph Stag. Now, if we flip this up, this one has its original 3-litre Triumph engine. Manual gearbox, mohair hood, nice coat of paint. this Vauxhall VX 490. Now this is a rarity, fantastic condition. Love to see this car, be surprised, well, very interested to see where that goes. Behind me, a Series 1 Land Rover. Now this is a 1950, so it's an early Land Rover. You've got these little lights on the bulkhead. Now the bulkhead, I believe, has been replaced. The chassis has been replaced, but they've managed to retain, it's really important, this patina. So it's the original 1600cc one. Great, I love a Series 1 Land Rover. Ford Mustang, well, actually we've got all three in a row, so we're going to mention all three. Spanning all different models. So 68 Ford Mustang convertible. How about something that's a little bit fast and furious? 2007 Mustang GT, sorry, and it's the Rouge, it's a supercharged version. It sounds incredible. Bright yellow, again, you're not going to lose it in the car park. And how about another V8 coupe Mustang here? So we've got two 60s and one from the noughties. In front of me, Bentley Continental GTC, so the convertible. Loving the colour of this, and I think this little Fiat estate car is just a real beauty. Believe it was used on a vineyard in Italy. It has this fantastic rear side opening door. That's the roof rack. I would happily own this. I think you'd have a great bit of enjoyment. I'm going to mention this MGB Roadster. You'll have to just bear with me if I get a little bit tongue-tied. There's a lot of cars there, a lot to take in. Now, this is owned by a lovely gentleman who unfortunately is not very well. He hasn't had the car that long, so we're going to do our best to sell it for him. It's been rebuilt into a heritage shell. It's fitted with a 2-litre Aselli engine. I've driven it. It goes really well. It drives spot on. It looks the part, so it's well worth a look, and it's no reserve. So do keep your eyes on this one. Little mini Sprite, green with a white roof and a lovely cream interior, £3,000 to £4,000. It does not look expensive at all. Triumph TR4 IRS. Now this is a supercar. This is, again, like the TR5, visually very similar. This is an original UK car, so fitted with overdrive from new. It's clearly been very well looked after. The doors shut beautifully. There's really good panel fit, chrome wire wheels, cracking car, private entry. So I think we're guiding this 20 to 25. Oh, I can't see a ticket in it at the minute, but I'll tell you. Then we have 3 TVRs from the Chimera, the 450 Chimera, going through. So very similar, but just subtly different. This is the 5-litre Griffith, and I'm going to say my favourite, just because you don't often see them, is this 2.5 litres. It's the TVR 2500. Now this has got the Triumph straight 6 engine. A lot of them had the Ford V6. This is the Triumph straight 6. I really like it. It's fantastic to look at and sounds totally awesome, as does this. Now, Dale, you took this for the MOT, didn't you? So even though it was a little bit cold and chilly, and Dale was saying he'd had a bad back, he still managed to force himself out to the MOT, and he came back with a huge smile on his face. Great looking car, sounds epic. Hawk 289, it's had all the right things done to it, had a fortune spent to it. The quality you can see in the paint and the finish is spot on. How about this for a little unusual Volkswagen Carmen Gear coupe? Presents really well. I love the colour, and they were going no reserve on that, so really good to see. I'll just get rid of my cloth just there. So I'm going to mention this Lotus. Now it's a Lotus Europa JPS, John Player Special, so it is a limited edition. It's a 5-speed car, and it has been in the same registered ownership from when it was about 2.5 years old. So this huge span. It's a very, very genuine car. I'm going to go through here. I did just mention this car in a video the other day, and what I was focused on is Lotus Elan 2+2. It's great looking Elan, but it's fitted with a Vegan Tune engine. And I'm sure when Vegan Tune were about putting the engines into the Lotuses, I don't think vegans were much of a big thing, so there wasn't really the association, but really cracking, much more horsepower with the Vegan Tune. So I think we just broke the SIM card, it just had to repair, so just cutting back. Lotus Esprit, it's a really grown-up colour, this lovely blue. I love the Esprit, a very, very elegant car, and this just presents really, really well. Real class act, love to see that. We're guiding that, I think, 18 to 20. Yeah, 18 to 20. I'm going to mention this Ford Anglia, super original. This has been owned by our vendor's family from new. I think it was her, although it was their uncle, originally in Northern Ireland, hence the plate. But it's just super. Just look under here, Dale. Inner wings, and then we'll have a little bit of a view inside the car. Can you see there, okay? Look at the floor of the seats. It's fabulous. It really is. £7,000 to £9,000. I think that's really worth having a go. It's worth buying, I would say. Absolutely. Which way should we go now? Dale's directing me. So, I mentioned earlier we were talking about MGFs. Now this is a TF 160, which is totally and utterly different from your standard MG TF. The suspension was reworked. I think it's a little bit lower. The engine was tuned. They're about 140 mile an hour car, 0 to 60 under 7 seconds. But what makes this extra special, apart from what it is it's only done 1,200 miles from new. So yeah, fancy that. Great car to see. Ferrari, Dale, I'm going to scoot you around there. Left-hand drive, Ferrari 599 GTB. What a big car. It's really fabulous. Daytona seats, great to see those. And the first time that we've sold a pair of a car and a bike together. I think if anyone's going to correct me, I'd love to hear from them. So our vendor purchased this pair together from Honda. So it's the Civic Jordan, the limited edition, and they produced 50 of the Honda Jordan motorcycles, the Hornet, and he's kept them together ever since, and we're selling them as a pair. So fabulous to see. I'm going to go and talk about this car, if that's all right. If you come round the front. Now, not many of you will know the Kaiser Manhattan. It's a super rare car. The quality of this restoration, it's been restored some years ago, is absolutely superb. And Dale's stealing my thunder there, because inside I want to show you something super special. We have a Philips record player fitted, and I don't think we've sold a car previously with a record player. But look at this, great looking car, such presence, and the colour really lifts it. It just really does look the part. We're guiding this at £12,000 to £16,000. That is potentially the absolute bargain of the century. So we're going to go through here, yeah? So behind me I've got two Austin 7s. We've got another one out there which we'll mention. The first one I'm coming to is this 32 Tickford convertible. Now the roof, you actually get a handle out and you wind it up and it comes back to cover you up. But yeah, great little car, really nice to see. And then we've got this 1934, so a couple of years later, little Austin 7 box saloon, and our vendor drove this car here from Peterborough, so great to see. He'd restored it himself. I went to see him in his home and we had a look through all the photos. Very, very proud of what he did with that. And he had his final drive in this car, driving to the auction. MGYA 1948, great to see. I'm going to mention now, boats aren't really our thing, but this is a Broom Jupiter. Now Broom are manufactured in Norfolk, so we've got a great connection. It's 1984. It's a fantastic shape. So it's got a 3-litre Mer Cruiser inboard engine with the sort of outboard attachment. Forgive my terminology on boats, but if you can stand back here, Dale, and just have a look at that shape, it's like something that Roger Moore would be piloting in a James Bond film. It really is great. It's been used locally at Pentney Lakes for many, many, many years, so it's fresh. It's had freshwater use, and I believe this is its original gel cake. Just fantastic, fantastic beast. So really, really worth having a look at that. I'm going to mention behind me is this March Wolseley Hornet Special. Well worth coming down and reading the history. Go on the website and have a read. Rebuilt engine. Look at this fabulous crafted aluminium bodywork. Now the car, the original car was discovered, I think, in an old quarry in the 60s, and it hasn't been back on the road since, but there's so much correspondence in the history file, so much effort has gone into researching this car. Someone just needs to take it on to the next level. We've got an unusual pair here, the Datsun 100A Cherry 1976, garage find. Look at that, really, really genuine. And the 75 100A Estate. So we're selling them independently. They've come from the same home, super rare, great little projects for someone, as is this Ford Escort 1300E. Now, a Mark 1 Escort is rare, a 1300E is even rarer. 2-door, loads of parts with it, a lot of work's been done, and we're going no reserve, so you potentially could grab yourself a real bargain there. And then we have another little Wolseley based special project. Camaro Z28 manual. Sounds epic. I think it's had all new brake discs all round. Great looking car, really of its period. Great little details on that, fabulous to see. We've got a Triumph TR3A in red, left-hand drive. We're guiding this 10 to 12,000 pounds. And we have this 96 Impreza, Subaru Impreza, WRX, STI 3. Again, that sounds fabulous. We'll go through some of the bikes, and then we've got that haul to finish off and the other haul. So 47 motorcycles in the sale, ranging from a BSA C15, a Velocet, this BSA based bobber, two popular bikes here. Sorry, I'm just frog in my throat. We've got the Suzuki DR and the XT Yamaha. Motor Morini. We've got, to be fair, there's a huge array of bikes. I'm going to come down here. Honda CB1000 Custom, the CCM, and this rather special Triumph. Now, it's got quite a, I'd love to know more. If you know more about this bike, I really would love to know more. But do have a look on our website. It's a race bike. It's had a huge amount spent on that over the years, as you can see. Yamahas, Suzuki's, projects. We've got this Norton with this beautiful alley tank, the Sax. We've got the Triumph track bike, the Honda Super Dream 250, Royal Enfield, Velocet. And I'm going to go around here. So Suzuki RM80, lovely little 70cc Honda. But these two, Dad, if I can just pull you around this way just for a moment. We've got two Fantics. Wow, the Fantic mode, the chopper, really super rare. Look at that seat. If you were a kid and you were fortunate enough to get one of those back in the day, I say kid, where if you were 16 or 17, you'd have been the bee's knees. Look at this great array of scooters, Lambrettas and Vespas, and should we go up here? Yeah. Two little barn find projects, Yamaha TY80 and the Honda Mini Trial Z50. We've got a little Yamaha 50cc child's bike, great fun. This interesting project for someone, you could put whatever engine you want in there and take it forward, but what a great look. BSA Bantam project, the two little Honda and the Yamaha little 50cc's, great fun to see. And we have 3 Honda Crunchies. So project, and then pretty much the same bike, same colours, in fabulous condition. And then we have this little Honda 50 here. Now, I was going through the history folder and I was a little bit moved. There's a letter on there. This has been entered by the first owner's grandson. So grandfather bought it, gifted it to his son, and now it's gone to the grandson. It's not being used, hence it's being sold, but really super original. Our vendor of this Harley Davidson has had it from new. There are 27 Harley Davidson main agent service stamps. It's in fabulous condition. Matchless, got new Imperial and 2 of my favourite looking bikes, this little Motor Morini Trials bike and the Bantam Special Trials. Fabulous looking. Now, where did we get to in here? Other Austin 7, let's mention this. So, lovely little Austin 7 van, 1926, super cute, great to see. Like this Morris Minor, it's a 1963 Morris Minor 1000, and this is a Royale Sabre. You say, oh, not seen one of those. Really quite attractive. You've got a Ford 3-litre engine, very well finished. I think the quality of the build on these was really good. We're going this 9 to 12,000 pounds. 3 Porsches in a row. Now, should we start down here? 996 Porsche C4 Tiptronic. What makes this car special is the fact it has only had one owner, just one owner from new. They bought it abroad, hence the left-hand drive. They did import it back to the UK some years ago, but it's only done 29,000 miles. It's in fabulous condition. It's a real stunner. It's got the factory hardtop as well. Going on a generation, the 997. This car is a manual car, black on black. Mileage on this is, gosh, where are we, Dale? Can you remember? I'll tell you, I'll tell you right. Forgive me, my brain is, yeah, 52,000 miles. And we're guiding this 25 to 30,000 pounds. It's in super condition. Great looking car. And the little Cayman, so visually similar to the 911. This one, the Cayman, we're guiding 11.5 to 13.5. Great colour, great to see. What have we got in the corner? Well, the last few, I'll tell you what, we'll start down here. So Mercedes C-Class, this is a C220, and this has done 16,303 miles from new. We're guiding it 5 to 7. It's pretty much like a new car. Very well built, the C-Classes. XR3i, just to my left. This is a hardtop bore, you know, it's not a convertible. And something a little bit special, Dale, just look at the sheer scale of this. 1947 Cadillac Series 62 sedan, and this has been owned by our vendor for over 30 years. Hopefully he'll be coming to the sale, be good to see him. But what a car. Freddie took this down the road and he said, yeah, do you know, he said it drives all right, like it. But epically, just real impact, fabulous looking car. The Volkswagen here, the little minibus T2, great looking car, really lovely in that cream colour with the sort of matching interior. And we have this BMW 750 iSports, 2006. It's done about 45, where are we? 46,000 miles. I've driven the car, a lot of car for the money. Really, really great to see. The yellow Stag, automatic, mohair soft top. Great to see. This Mark, sorry, I'm just going a little bit hoarse. Mark II Granada, 2.8 gear, fabulous condition. It has had a fortune spent on it. You can just look at the quality of the paint. Great to see. And then we're going to go, the last car in here we're going to mention is this father and daughter owned from new Morgan. Ford engined, great looking car, blue. 2 Morris Minors. Now we've got this Morris, I'll go around there, you look at that Morris Minor van. So, roof gutters, always really important on these. Quite a lot of them don't have them. Fabulous coat of paint in really nice condition. So it's quite rare for a van to come to auction as good as this. Really great to see. And we've got this fabulous Traveller. Lovely wood. That looks to have been replaced and probably not that long ago. Triumph Spitfire Mark III, my favourite shape of Spitfire. And just behind me, this 1976 Toyota Celica 2000 GT. It's the RA28 model. Now, interior's been redone, as you can see, Dale. I don't know if you can just have a little bit of a slide in there and pick up on that. But they're a really fabulous shape. Very unusual. Great to see. BMW M3 Cabriolet. We've got the other one in there, but look at this. That's an eyeful. Manual car again. Great to see. Triumph Vitesse Mark II. Look at this. It's great. Again, the Vitesse differs from the Herald because they've got that 6-cylinder Triumph engine. One of my favourite vehicles in the sale is this Land Rover. It's a Series 2A on a galvanised chassis with the canvas roof. Got a Scimitar GTE, so an earlier Scimitar here. It's the SE5. BMW M5. They were 500 and something horsepower, I think, new. Really fabulous cars. MGVA Saloon. I'm going to mention this Escort here. Just actually hang on and look at the seats. Now, you know a car has been looked after when it turns up at the auction, still fitted with its plastic seat covers. 6,988 miles. Fabulous order. Escort state. Really great to see. Automatic, period phone holder fitted there to it. We've got this lovely little Ford Pop here as well. I'm going to come back to the front of this. What's a nice little detail on this is these radiator muffs. So it was very important to get as much heat into a car in these cold winters that they used to have. So they'd put that on, which would mean that the engine would warm up quicker, so you'd have heat in the car a little bit quicker. Alfa Romeo, the Alfetta GTS, Rover P6 3.5 litre S manual car, and we've got this Jaguar Mark I 3.4 left-hand drive, and it's a manual car. Looks great on those black painted wires. Triumph Dolomite Sprint, and I think that's that pageant blue, I would say. Great looking car. The Dolomite Sprint was a really popular little car to run around. I think we're guiding that at 8 to 10. This is the third yellow car I'm going to mention today. Toyota MR2. It's a Mark II Toyota MR2 in yellow. That really does stand out. We're guiding it at £5,000 to £7,000. Manual car. Brilliant. Great looking shape. To my right, is this Mark 1 Capri 1600 GT, left-hand drive car, but look at it. What a shape these were. They really, really do look the part. BMW Z3 2.8 manual, so the wide rear arch model, and this is in the, I think it's in the launch colour. So when they were launched, James Bond, when they went over to BMW for a while, I think this is a car that got sliced in half by a spinning blade on a helicopter. Really, really pretty car is this lovely little Princess. Really straight down the sides, very good condition, nice chrome and a good interior. Don't know if you can see that. And of course it has the all essential picnic tables. Toyota Land Cruiser, fortune has been spent on this. Look at this, how imposing is that? FJ40, great looking car. I love this Camry. It's quite low miles, I think 63,000, 2,000 to 3,000 pounds guide. The only thing I would criticise it on, and I'm not sure why it's happened, it's got an MG gear knob. But that's the only thing. I just think it's a lovely, lovely car. BMW 840, fabulous shape. Yellow Triumph Spitfire 1500. I had one in yellow once, years ago. And the little Renault 5 based van, really, really good to see that. As is this Morris Cowley flat nose. Now this has been owned by our vendor, again a local car club member, for quite a number of years. I think he's had it something like 16 or so years. It's now time to move it on. I think we're guiding it, is it four to six £6,000. It's just crazy, you know, they really are beautiful, beautiful car. And of course you get a great horn. Mitsubishi 3000 GT, great to see, low mileage example, and this MGB GT in yellow, the best driving MGB GT I think I've driven for ages. Really, really does drive well. We've got this Ford pop-based special, really quite fun, bit quirky. We've got the Mark Mark 5, or was this late Mark 4? Mark 5 Cortina, 1600, it's the GL, 5,000 to 7,000 pounds with the Everflex roof. Great to see. And yeah, so that's the cars. So if you've actually stuck it out this long, firstly, well done. I'm running out of voice, you're probably running out of ears. We'll go through and we'll look at the automobilia hall, and we'll just go and see David. Now, on my way to the automobilia room, I couldn't but not stop at this sign. So, I love enamel signs. You can see the sheer scale of this. What makes this really, really special is the fact that it's from King's Lynn. It's from a garage, W.H. Johnson & Sons Limited, the leading garage next to the theatre in King's Lynn. Now, I think it's a sign that should stay in King's Lynn. I'd love to know if any of you are watching this from the area and you know about this garage, and maybe you've got a photo of the garage with that sign. It'd be really, really great to hear from you, but a fabulous bit of local history. So we'll go through into the room, and we'll just scoot through here. Now, we thought David was here. He's had to just scoot off and do something else. So I'll just literally run around. As you can see, as ever, David does a fabulous job in laying it out and presenting it. There's all sorts of signs and pictures and objects, many of them original, many of them modern reproductions, a whole range for all sorts of budgets, from traffic lights to cans, model cars, mascots. It's really, really great to see, and I think people, even if they don't get involved, they haven't got the space to get involved in the hobby with having a car or a motorcycle, they do or can get involved in the automobilia side. So really, really good to see. As you saw, there's the two J40 pedal cars. We've got light boxes, original Suzuki light box here, more little pedal cars. So I'm going to close on that note, and I'm going to say, please do come and join us. Come to the viewing Thursday and Friday, 9 to 5. We're open on the Saturday and the Sunday. It's a 2-day sale from 9 o'clock. But make the effort, come and see us, and stay safe. Look after yourselves. Thank you.